My dear students, good morning. Today, I shall be taking up chapter number 6 from the book Footprints Without Feet, that is a supplementary reader in English for class 10th. The Making of a Scientist is written by Robert W. Peterson. I will not tell you about the writer Robert W. Peterson. I request all of you to search about the writer with the help of internet and find out his contribution in English literature. Right. So let's start. The Making of a Scientist. Through this story, you will come to know how Richard Albright became the most famous scientist and received many awards for biochemistry and molecular biology. Right? Richard Albright has received the Schreck Scholar Award and the Stirling Plug Award for biochemistry and molecular biology. As I have already told you, he is known for his work in biochemistry, in the field of biochemistry and molecular biology. It was his fascination for butterflies that opened the world of science to him. It was his attraction for butterflies that opened the world of science for him. Now, when you go through the text, you will have to find out these answers. Read and find out. How did a book become a turning point in Richard Albright's life? See, my dear, we already talked about book. That's why I. Richards, the famous critic in New Criticism, he talked about a book, and he said that book is a machine to think with. And of course, I also experienced that indeed, book is a machine to think with. Why I'm saying this? It is very much relevant to this chapter because you will find out that a book became turning point in Richard Albright's life. How did his mother help him? You will come to know. At the age of 22, a former Scout of the Year excited the scientific world with a new theory on how cells work. Richard H. Albright and his college roommate explained the theory in an article in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Science. It was the first time this important scientific journal had ever published the work of college students. In sports, that would be like making the big leagues at the age of 15 and hitting a home run, your first time at bat. A home run in the game of baseball is when the batter scores a run after running safely around all bases and back to the home plate without stopping. A ball hit out of the playing field is also called a home run. Getting a paper published at the age of 15 in a scientific journal is here compared to scoring a home run while batting for the first time. And that is not a small feat, because that journal was a scientific journal and meant for serious studies. But at that tender age, Richard Albright and his room partners' theory was published. The college roommates' theory was published in that journal, right? So that was not a small feat. And an only child, Albright grew up north of Reading, Pennsylvania. There wasn't much I could do there, he said. I certainly couldn't play football or baseball with a team of one, but there was one thing I could do: collect things. So he was in the habit of accumulating things, whatever he liked. So he did. And did he ever? Beginning in kindergarten, Albright collected butterflies with the same determination that has marked all his activities. He also collected rocks, fossils, and coins. He became an eager astronomer too, sometimes stargazing all night. We are also in a habit of looking at the stars because of its beauty. But he was not looking because of its beauty, but he was trying to investigate it. He had a curious mind. From the first, he had a driving curiosity along with a bright mind. He also had a mother who encouraged his interest in learning. My dear students, importance of parents is evident. It is a truth that is universally acknowledged that in our life, the importance of parents are immense. And in this case, in Richard Albright's life, his mother supported him and encouraged all the time to pursue his interest in learning. She took him on trips, bought him telescopes, microscopes, cameras, mounting materials and other equipment, and helped him in many other ways. Whatever she could do, she did for the child to satisfy the child's eager curiosity. I was his only companion until he started school, his mother said. After that, I would bring home friends for him. But at night, we just did things together. Richie was my whole life after his father died when Richie was in third grade. She and her son spent almost every evening at the dining room table. If he didn't have things to do, I found work for him. Not physical work, but learning things. His mother said he liked it, he wanted to learn. See, both are working for each other. Richard Ebright was showing his curiosity in front of his mother, and his mother always supported him. That's why he purchased telescopes for him, microscopes, cameras, mounting materials, and other equipment, and helped him in many other ways. And many a times, even when they were dining on the table, they were on the dining table. They were discussing about what Richard Ebright was doing these days, right? So this helped him a lot. Right, Richie was in third grade. She and her son spent almost every evening at the dining room table. If he didn't have things to do, I found work for him. Not physical work, but learning things. His mother said he liked it, he wanted to learn. And learn he did. He learned top grades in school. On everyday things, he was just like every other kid, his mother said. By the time he was in the second grade, Ebright had collected all 25 species of butterflies found around his hometown. See following box. My dear students, please see box here, colorful box. Here you will find out species and subspecies of butterflies collected in 6 weeks in Reading, Pennsylvania. Sorry. So Richard Ebright collected all the species that are found around his hometown, Pennsylvania, right there. So let me move ahead. That probably would have been the end of my butterfly collecting, he said. But then my mother got me a children's book called The Travels of Monarch 10. That book, which told how monarch butterflies migrate to Central America, opened the world of science to the eager young collector. As I said, that how did a book become a turning point in Richard Ebright's life? See, this book that he received from his mother, The Travels of Monarch 10, helped him, that opened the world of science to the eager young collector. And who was the eager young collector? Richard E. Ebright. At the end of the book, readers were invited to help study butterfly migrations. They were asked to tag butterflies for research by Dr. Frederick Urquhart of the University of Toronto, Canada. Ebright's mother wrote to Dr. Urquhart, and soon Ebright was attaching light adhesive tags to the wings of monarchs. Anyone who found a tagged butterfly was asked to send the tag to Dr. Urquhart. The butterfly collecting season around Reading lasts 6 weeks in late summer. See graph below, the graph is given here. If you are going to chase them one by one, you won't catch very many. So the next step for Ebright was to raise a flock of butterflies. He would catch a female monarch, take her eggs, and raise them in his basement through their life cycle, from egg to caterpillar to pupa to adult butterfly. Then he would tag the butterfly's wings and let them go. For several years, his basement was home to thousands of monarchs in different stages of development. My dear students, you can easily understand the pain, the endeavor that these two duo were showing, right? Number and kinds of butterflies collected in 6 weeks. Here you can find out at the horizontal line, you will find out numbers collected. The vertical, you will find out kinds. Means gossamer winged, wood nymphs and satyrs, brush-footed, whites and sulphurs, monarch and snout. So this graph tells that brush-footed were collected vast in number, and second was gossamer winged, right, and third one was whites and sulphurs, the fourth one was wood nymphs and satyrs, and the fifth and sixth were monarch and snout. Eventually, I began to lose interest in tagging butterflies. It is tedious and there is not much feedback, Ebright said. In all the time I did it, he laughed. Only 2 butterflies I had tracked were recaptured, and they were not more than 75 miles from where I lived. My dear students, today I'll stop here. In the next class, I will try to finish this chapter. Right dear, I request all of you to listen to this audio content and meanwhile read the chapter for better understanding. Right dear, thank you.